Hi guys, and welcome back to DIY Ideas. And we are in the middle of summer, and I'm going to show you how to make something really cool out of a oversized shirt. And so yeah, how can you make something like this out of it with these ruffles on the bottom? You don't really need much. You don't even have to sew. Yeah, if you don't want to. And yeah, so let's see. We will kind of go through the fabric, but not really with a needle, so can't really call it sewing. We need a safety pin, we need a scissor, maybe a crayon of sorts to mark on the fabric. Unless you just want to do it, by your judgment, then that's fine. But otherwise, we also need some sort of measuring tape. Have fun! All right, something already fell, but yeah, let's get started. All right. Okay, here we have our mark. When I had it on, I kind of looked and saw where I kind of wanted it to end. So I put a safety pin right there where I would like it to end now. If it's, centimeter more or less, it doesn't really matter so much. Just because, yeah, we are also ruffling it up at the bottom. And yeah, you can use some sort of pen or a chalk for fabric, or something that is, comes out when you iron it or when you wash it. So now, let's see, we want the front part a little lower than, a little higher up than the back side. So we're going to fold the shirt in half. So we take the front part here, and then we fold it over like this. And we just take care that the seams are on top of each other and that the borders are also on top of each other, so that we don't have any big folds anywhere, so it's all nice and straight. You can also, afterwards, obviously, if you have a little bit of a dent somewhere, then you can just, go ahead and cut a little more just to even it out. But it is nice when it's just right from the start. But yeah, it doesn't have to be, perfect. Okay, now we have the front part, and this is the collar in the front, and these are my arms, and this is the back. And now we could just take a scissor and go ahead and cut. Or we can take our ruler, and just because I'm not really sure which angle I would like to cut here, I'm probably going to go ahead and just mark it with my marker, because with my pink chalk that's a little older actually, and a shirt that's kind of difficult, it's really hard to see those marks actually, so I'm going to use my pen. Okay, in the front a little shorter, and the back a little longer. I'm going to add another centimeter here just in case. You can always cut more, but it is hard to cut less. Just in case I want it a little longer. Now I wonder, can you see my mark here? But yes, I think so. All right, now I will put it on again and just check if I like it. And if I do, then I can go ahead with a rolling cutter with something underneath, or just with a scissor and cut it through both layers. And I will do that now. Okay, so here we are, and I'm pretty happy about this. I think the length is great, but I think this here I wanted a little rounder, so it's not so it doesn't have such much of a peak. So I'm just going to do this by hand, and I really hope that I am cutting this, more or less straight. And now it should be a little more even. All right, now we are moving on to the ruffles, and we will kind of make them out of the rest of the fabric that we just cut off. I want, maybe 5 centimeters or so of ruffles. And we'll, take this fabric that we have left, and we'll take 2 strips here that are approximately 5 centimeters wide or high, and those will be the front and the back side. Okay, so because my fabric here in this case is also rounded, I'm going to make this straight first. And now I can take my big ruler, or also it works with a just regular measuring tape. I can just measure about 5 centimeters here. And I'm marking it now with my pen. Just something to have to, figure out where you're at approximately. It doesn't have to be perfect, like I said. This is a fabric, it's a t-shirt fabric, so it kind of pulls, it kind of stretches, so it's, almost nicer when it's a little uneven. And so I'm going to cut this here. You cannot really see it super well probably, but I've made 2 lines here and can cut them now. I'm going through both layers. Okay, 1 stripe. We can open up one side here. Okay, I'm also kind of cutting off the other seam. And this we can put onto our t-shirt in a second, and I'll do the same thing here. So we can cut apart one of these seams like this. And then we also cut off the seam. And now we have the bottom part, the back part. All right, now we need a little yarn. So we can take another stripe here. And you can kind of see here now that it's kind of elastic. It kind of, rolls inwards. So this is a little wide. So for the yarn, we will take a little thinner of a stripe, maybe 3 centimeters or so. I'm kind of, just approximating it here with my eyes, and I'm just making sure that I have both sides here. Okay, now when I kind of pull it, we have a great yarn that we can use, for this little job here. Okay, so next up, we will cut very, very little slits to place the ruffles on our shirt. So we will fold these strips here in half, and now it's not really that important if they're also 5 centimeters. You can also have wider ones or slimmer ones, You will just fold the strip like this, half, and then just make sure that the ruffles end up at the very bottom of the shirt, if that's what you want. That's what I want. So yeah, you can fold it here and just measure kind of to see that everything is the same size. And so half of the strip should be about half of the folded over shirt. And then we can put in our little cuts. Okay, so this is about 2.5 centimeters approximately. And I will go in, and with a distance of about 5 centimeters, I will add very thin slits here, very small slits. I just really have to pay attention here that I do this until the end very accurately, because it's possible that it folds open on some of the sides, or the distance just kind of varies. Okay, so we will start here. We can just put it on top like this. We're at 5 centimeters, and we will put our first slit here, and this is really just with the tip of the scissor, a very, very short little slit. We can always make it bigger if you need it to be, but like this, I already know that I am in the right spot. Okay, second slit. We'll put it here, 5 centimeters further along. And yeah, with t-shirts, especially fabric that kind of rolls up like this, you just have to really make sure that you fold it nicely back up and you're not too rushed to make, some mistakes that sometimes happens to me. Okay, now we have 2 of these strips. When you kind of pull them apart like this, you can see the little holes, the little slits. And now we can weave them in. And so what we need now is holes also in the shirt, but we're not going to do them 5 centimeters apart, but 2.5 centimeters apart. Okay, so that here our ruffles will ruffle. Okay, for that we will fold our shirt to about 2.5 centimeters or whatever is half of the width of your strip. And for that, we can either use the ruler or maybe you just use your measuring tape like I will now. So I can see it now here. It's a little easier for me here just with the measuring tape. It doesn't have to be 100% exact, but I will just fold it here. With some shirt it's a little easier than with others. It depends a little bit of what they're made of, what the material is. But yeah, whoever wants can put some marks here before you start. But I will just do it like this for now. We want to get this done obviously. So we're doing 2.5 centimeters distance here, and this is where we're starting. And here we can put our first little slit. Then again at 5 centimeters. Then at 7.5. And 10. But yeah, just go ahead again and check if everything's still good, if everything's still in place, and if the fold is still good. And that's how we will continue all the way through the shirt. Okay, so when the holes are in, when the slits are in, we are going to take our thread, and I have placed a safety pin here at the end of it. And so now from the inside, from the first hole, we go in from, within the shirt, and then we go through the first slit of the strip. And so we just really have to pay attention here that there is still enough yarn on the inside so that we can connect it, and we're not pulling it all out again. And so now we will go through the whole shirt, and we always go into the next slit, and then we go into the next one, of the shirt. This is the seam here. You kind of have to pull a little more. And the next hole here from the shirt, which is a little closer obviously because it's only half of the distance. But this is how we create the ruffles. Okay, so here again from the bottom into the next one, and then also from the bottom into the next hole from the strip. if you reach the end of your first strip, you can go through the same hole basically into the next. You just take the thread and go into 2 of the holes, so basically the last one of the first strip until also the first hole of the next strip. But I just kind of added another hole here a little closer to the edge, kind of, just so that the fade over is a little easier. With this like stretchy fabric, it kind of depends a little bit on, you know, your fabric. So yeah, so this is kind of how I just added the second strip in. That's my little technique. Okay, so we just reached the end of the first strip, and we just added the second strip just immediately on. And yeah, now we will just continue going into the next hole. But yeah, just have a look at how it works best for you guys. Every shirt is a little different, so it's you know, definitely possible that you have the exact right amount of holes. But for me that didn't work out, so that's what I'm doing now. Okay, so this actually worked out pretty well. At the end of the last strip here, I made a couple extra holes because I had a few less than I needed, you know, looking at my shirt. And so I have these both threads here in the middle that I can just kind of adjust by either pulling them a little tighter or just connecting them here with a knot. So this is what it looks like. You can see that it's nice and stretchy, and let's see what it looks like on me. Alright, so this is our little designer piece, and I cannot stop touching it. It's really cool. It's really, these ruffles are so nice. I can't stop really touching it. You can make it, you know, you can make it tighter, you can make it wider, you can just leave the threads hanging out. You can even make a kind of a dress out of this if you wanted to. This is a great gift, but this I will definitely keep myself, and I will definitely put it on in a minute. And yeah, I will definitely be happy that it's nice and airy around the belly because it is hot outside. And so yeah, I'm really looking forward to seeing you guys in the comments. Let me know if this worked out for you guys or if you have any questions. Yeah, I can't really stop touching this shirt because it feels so nice. But yeah, I hope to see you next time back here again at DIY Ideas.